Season 8 Mayhem Patch Notes. Get ready for mayhem. The latest season of Apex Legends introduces our most explosive legend yet, a hard-hitting new gun, a world-shattering update to King's Canyon, and a whole new batch of quality of life updates. Let's react to the new legend Fuse. Meet Fuse, a mercenary turned cage fighter who never turns down a good dust-up. His affinity for explosions allows him to carry extra grenades and to throw them faster and further. He can launch a cluster bomb with airburst explosives, and when it's time to really bring the boom, Fuse uses Wally to launch a bombardment that encircles an area in a ring of flames. That's interesting. Passive Grenader. Stack an extra grenade per inventory slot. Fire grenades farther, faster, and more accurately. Oh my, I don't know how I feel about the accurate part. It's going to be way easier to stick someone with an arc star. Tactical Knuckle Cluster. Launch a cluster bomb that continuously expels airburst explosives on impact. Ultimate, the Mother Load. Launch a bombardment that encircles a target area in a wall of flames. Then we have a new weapon, 30-30 Repeater. This heavy ammo lever action repeater boasts hard-hitting rounds that'll nail a fleeing Mirage at 200 paces. 30-30 is the benchmark for reliability, designed to withstand whipping, sandstorms, and temporal instability, which made it an obvious choice for the Apex games. Disciplined Trigger Finger. 30-30 Repeater requires the use to rechamber the rounds between shots, which brings a methodic rhythm to the rifle. An analog elegance that the modern weapons of the Outlands just can't quite capture. To further tempt those itchy trigger fingers, the 30-30 Repeater has a built-in charge, giving players an opportunity to deal increased damage with each shot at the cost of a short build-up. Okay. 30-30's engagement range allows unique opportunities to reload individual rounds between shots. This gives the repeater the ability to lay down consistent precision range pressure, something weapons with full reloads can sometimes struggle with. And then we have the new King's Canyon update. They have a photo of it. Season 8 once again sees changes to King's Canyon. The main new point of interest shows the devastation from the ship crashing into the map. Players can now explore beyond artillery. Spotted Lakes takes over the slums, and some new observation towers for basic recon or sniper's nest. Read more on the map changes in the map log. So there's not that much map changes. All they said is rework or reshaping the map. Explore artillery, spotted lakes, and slums, and then you have your observation towers. Just not as much. Season 8 introduced the gold tier magazines. Attaching it to a weapon automatically reloads your stowed weapons after a brief delay. Okay, so let's say you put your weapons, it's kind of like crypto. Whenever you have your weapon away and you're on your drone, it automatically reloads it for you. The gold magazine has the same capacity as purple mags and is available for light, heavy, snipers, and energy weapons. Okay, that's cool. Quality of life updates, damage counter. We have now added a damage counter to the HUD. This was a highly requested feature, so we're excited to allow people easier tracking for chasing those badges and challenges. Pinging ammo, pinging weapons or ammo in your inventory displays your current ammo count out along with player wants ammo in quick chat. Colorblind update, healing and revival now follow colorblind rules when colorblind settings are enabled. Lore blurbs on canon skins. Some of our skins are canon, some are just for fun. For the skins that represent an important part of that character's backstory, we've added a small blurb to describe the significance of that skin in the legend's life. Legend meta, Wraith, hitbox adjustments. Dev note, we know Wraith will always be a popular pick considering the amount of combat utility in her kit. There are many tweaks to her abilities and animations. The fact remains that her win rate continues to be at the very top, as it has since day one. With Season 7 hitbox adjustments to Pathfinder, we were able to control his power without nerfing his kit. We hope to do the same with Wraith. Wraith now has a slightly large hitbox than her fellow small legends, but the changes stay true to her model. As you can see in the before and after comparison, we're adding some widely, mostly in the torso and leg areas. The torso and the leg areas. So her hitbox increased in her torso, and her leg areas are a lot thicker. Even with these changes, Wraith remains small and hard to hit. She will retain low profile as we monitor she will retain low profile. Interesting, as we monitor her usage and win rates to see if power can be given back in other ways in the future. Rampart Shayla angle increases from 120 degrees to 180, so now her turret can turn full 180. That's cool. While health and build face increase from 1 HP to 45 HP, sniper rounds still pierce through. Dev note, Rampart has remained at the bottom across our performances metrics since her release. Her kit is very much built around proactively setting up a powerful position, but in a game as fast moving as Apex, we determine her walls should have some reactive power as well. We're keeping a careful eye on this one. 45 HP is good for the walls, but the fact that you're stationary in that turret is a huge disadvantage. Horizon gravity lift effective cooldown increased from 21 seconds to 25 seconds. The 15-second cooldown timer will now start when the gravity lift disappears. Gravity lift effective cooldown increased from 21 to 25. Okay, so it's 4-second increase. The 15-second cooldown timer will now start when the gravity lift disappears. Okay. So they nerfing her. Horizon released strong to the point where she rivals Wraith in win rate and pick rate. For the time being, we are monitoring her usage and checking whether or not the cooldown changes have a significant effect. Octane. Launchpad Remastered. Many players may have known about Octane's super jump that was possible with a well-timed jump while hitting the pad. Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious. Once a double jump option was introduced, there was an input clash that led to unreliable usage. We decided to add some launch options that are better defined than the old super jump. Hitting the jump pad from a standing position will launch players along a high arc, the speed and trajectory of the old super jump. From a crouch position, players will launch along a low arc, meaning they'll fly lower but farther in the horizontal direction. Crazy change for Octane, because if you're trying to take high ground, you're gonna want to be standing up instead of actually crouching. That's cool. Crypto. Very interesting change, but we'll see what happens. Crypto, remove ability to stick arc stars to friendly drones. Okay, yeah, that was broken. I do remember that. Loba, loot inside unopened care packages is now visible with eye for quality and accessible through the black market boutique. Caustic, all gas now dissipates as soon as Caustic's team is eliminated. Thank you. I can't believe they actually did it. Finally, I was watching Shiv FPS the other day, and one of his teammates ended up dying to the caustic gas, even though they had killed the team already, and he took 6% of damage. And it was so painful to watch. It's so annoying. I was in awe. And everyone was complaining about it, and I think that's one of the main reasons why they're changing it. I think they had already plans on changing it, but that was annoying. Mirage decoys create footstep sounds. Cool. That's, okay, now that's gonna be weird. My audio, oh my god, you're adding more footsteps, even more footsteps. The audio, they're not even gonna fix the audio, are they? At no point of this game's life, they're gonna fix the audio. The dev note says this change was mistakenly mentioned in the Flight Night patch notes when it was in fact coming with this patch. Mirage decoys will now have footsteps audio in a limited capacity. There won't be a footstep tornado of an enemy Mirage ults nearby, but it should be slightly harder to pick out the real Mirage from audio cues along. You're fucking with the audio even more, even though the audio is not fixed already. Weapon meta. Fully kitted rotation. We removed the Wingman, Sentinel, Havoc, G7 alternator, and we added the R301, 3030 repeater, Mozambique, and the Longbow DMR, as well as the Spitfire. Okay. I like those actually. I like anything with a 301. I enjoy it. 301, gold 301, that's going to be lit. I'm excited for that. Attachments, we are removing the gold barrel from the loot pool. I don't really care about the gold barrel, honestly. I've never fired one, and if I do, it's really not that important to me. As long as I have like a blue one or a purple barrel stabilizer, I'll be fine. So hop-ups, double tap hop-up will be removed from the loot pool. The anvil rounds hop-up will be added into the loot pool. The anvil rounds. Okay, so you're going to be able to use that with the 301 and the flatline, I believe. And pretty much the anvil rounds is just changing the firing rate of the weapon to single fire, and it does extra damage. You're going to definitely see that flat line 301 meta come to rank. That's interesting. Volt, bullet damage decreased from 16 to 15. Okay. I don't know if that's going to do a difference. I think that's way too little. I knew they were going to nerf the Volt, but I don't think that's going to be a difference, man. I think the Volt's still going to be better than the 99. Alternator bullet damage increased from 15 to 16. Okay. Again, not enough damage. I don't think it's going to be enough still to beat a Volt. You know, the firing rate of the alternator is not as fast as a 99 or a Volt, so I don't think it's going to really matter if you increase the damage by 1. Spitfire bullet damage increased from 18 to 19. Okay. It used to be 20, I think, back in Season 0. I could be wrong, but again, I don't think that's really of a significant increase. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We're just going to have to wait and see. Reload speed increased from 2.8 seconds to 3.2 seconds. Okay, so it takes a lot longer to reload the Spitfire. Okay. Empty reload speed increased from 3.33 seconds to 3.8. Okay, it takes a long time to reload the goddamn Spitfire. Unless you're Rampart, right, which has that ability to reload LMGs very fast. EVA 8, fire rate increased from 2.0 to 2.1. Okay. I could see that. Actually, I'm not sure if that's huge, but I definitely think it's a question mark here for the EVA 8 because already with the purple bolt, it is devastating. So if you increase the firing rate even a little bit, it's going to be a pretty good shotgun. It might actually compete. If they would have increased the firing rate by like 0.2, a little bit more than 0.1, I mean, I think it would have been, it could be better than the Mastiff. That's crazy to say, right? A Mastiff can hit you for 104, but, you know, it's inconsistent. Sometimes it could hit you for 14, 32. You just never know. Bug fixes. Caustic. Sonar abilities no longer stop Caustic's highlight vision. Okay. That's something that I didn't know that was happening to Caustics. Loba fixed a few exploitable areas on Kings Canyon that Loba was able to reach via her bracelet. Damn. Yeah, that's annoying. Rampart, jump heads in Octane's town takeover no longer allow Rampart to place Sheila on them. Why would you put the machine gun on Octane's jump pads? Okay. Fixed an issue with Rampart's passive persisting even after changing characters in firing range. Havoc fixed an issue causing the Havoc to have 100% accuracy when hip fired through Rampart's amped cover. What? I didn't know that was a thing. That must have not been that exploited. And yeah, the Havoc is inferior to the Volt, honestly. The Volt is 10 times better, so that's why a lot of people probably didn't know about this exploit. You could shoot Havoc to have 100% accuracy when hip fired through Rampart's amped cover. That's insane. Peacekeeper fixed a POV issue that occurred when using Horizon's ability, then immediately going into ADS with a Peacekeeper. Oh yeah, that was happening. Clubs. Re-enable the ability to invite friends to club from friends list. Oh yeah, there was so many issues with clubs, man. I got kicked out of my own club. That was crazy. Fixed an issue causing some users who have opted out of last squad invites to not appear in club event timelines and all these other stuff. Failing to connect to the club database no longer leads to a misleading kick from club message. Players will no longer be kicked from clubs when switching to another profile on Xbox. Oh, so that's why it was kicking us out. Because we were switching profiles. Misk fixed an issue with crowds not cheering in Pathfinder's town takeover. Fixed an issue preventing some earlims from appearing in the earlim shop. Fixed an issue that allowed thermites to deal damage through certain walls on Olympus. And that's it. That's all they did. This is Season 8. The only legend meta was Wraith, Rampart a little bit, but Horizon, Octane, they pretty much didn't do anything except for that Mirage, the footstep decoys, the sounds. That's a really big question mark for me. It's messing with the audio even more when the audio doesn't work in the first place is something that it's always bothered me. Well, that's about it. I mean, they nerfed Horizon. Octane gets like a little buff, in my opinion. You know, Crypto. Well, Octane's more like a little buff and a nerf, if you want to think about it that way. It's just adjusting to how you're going to be jumping off the jump pad. You know, crouched, it's going to take you horizontal, more horizontal, and then lower. And if you're vertical, you're standing up, it's going to take you even higher. Remove ability to stick arc stars in front of the drums. Again, Crypto got a nerf from that, but it's not really a big deal. Lobo got a buff. Caustic got a tiny little nerf, but I guess it's something. You know. Man, I don't know how to feel about this season, man. You know, the Legend, if the 30-30 repeater is not a weapon that I'm going to be using that often, maybe it is. I'll have to try it out. We're going to have to see, but from the sounds of it, it's not a weapon that I would want to use in a competitive standpoint. Fuse, he looks cool. He's holding the crypto drone. He's holding that 30-30 repeater. His abilities, we're going to have to wait and see how they play out. But for now, you know, Season 8 is out right now, and I'm excited to play it. But I don't know. By the time I make a video on my reaction, we're going to have to wait for sure and see. But yeah, that's my reaction to the patch notes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you like, subscribe. If you guys haven't, hit that notification bell for future Season 8 videos. Peace.